Internets, this episode is brought to you by Bevel, the first and only shaving system designed specifically for coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin. You know that, Miss Lissa?
Yes.
Bevel is fucking with the Premium P Show.
Because Bevel is popping, and they know that we popping, so it's only right that they come through for my coarse hair, my curly hair, and your sensitive, pasty skin. We need Bevel.
Mm-hmm. My signature fade.
Yeah.
With the Bevel blade. That's a major key.
I can't wait to try this Bevel blade.
And listen, Internets, check out getbevel.com today. Use code PETE, that's P-E-T-E, to get 20% off your first month at getbevel.com. That's Getbevel.com. Listen, Miss Lissa, Bevel's fucking with the Premium P Show.
So you ain't gonna have no more pubic hair problems.
And you ain't gonna have no more bumps on your charge.
That's right.
Internets, make sure you go get your girl and go get yourself one. Holidays are coming up, okay? Shave smarter. Be official.
Get Bevel.
Now let's get to the show.
Come on, everybody get set, let's go. It's the next episode. It's the Premium Pete Show. News, interviews, all of the info. Listen up, it's the Premium Pete Show. If you want the scoop in the low, down low, listen to the show, cause Milk said so. Fuck what you heard, better act like you know. Miss Lissa knows. It's the Premium Pete Show.
I just come from the poorest part.
Cheer.
Bright like city life. I gotta make it. This is where it goes down.
It goes down.
I just happen to come apart.
Mm-hmm.
Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta make it. I never took a straight path nowhere. Life's full of twists and turns, bumps and bruises. I live, I learn. I'm from the city full of yellow caps and skyscrapers. It's hard to get a start in these parts without paper, homie. I grew up in hell, a block away from heaven. Ha, 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 ha. This episode about to be patty. Take that.
Help me. Listen, Internets, welcome back to another episode of the Premium Pete Show, featuring Miss Lissa Knows. She's here, the bar spitter. Listen, you doing a cover? You sound like one of them Chinese people at a karaoke spot.
Kick a rock.
I'm just saying. Have you ever been? Or what? I don't want to say Chinese. Could be Korean. You know, you know how we mention.
I think karaoke is Chinese.
Japanese too. They love it.
I think it originated in. Well, let's not even get there, because you're right. We don't want nobody coming for our heads.
Now, first of all, no one to come for a head. I don't understand. I'm Italian. People always say, what do you eat, pizza? Stop fucking stereotyping me, okay? I eat other stuff than pizza. So why can't I say if a Chinese person's always at a karaoke bar? Every time I'm out in the city, I hear them spitting.
Right.
They spitting in that karaoke.
I'm having a really bad day. I'm not even going to lie to the internet.
What does that even mean?
It means that I, mentally, I'm drained. And today is, a difficult day for me.
Well, first of all, let me explain something to you. That's the thing that I think many people forget. There's always going to be good and bad days in life. Do I have to hit Pastor Pete right off the fucking jump?
No, not at all.
Okay?
I'm
but I want to hit you with Pastor Pete.
I don't want it.
There is good and bad days in life.
So you just going to give it to me?
Yeah, that's right. Give it to you raw. Okay, now put a condom on internet. Put a condom. Because you know what? Then if you don't, you may have to have a kid. And if it's at an early age, it may take you off track of what you're trying to do. And,
it definitely will.
Make your money.
It definitely will take you off a track.
You know, but I do want to say this. There's good and bad days. And I think you can't just go into every day thinking it's going to be a great day.
I don't.
It's how you get through the tough times. Then what's bothering you?
I didn't say I wanted to go through that.
Yep.
I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer that I'm a little off. I don't feel like going through the notions of
is
this
it
is
a
what's
guy
going
problem?
on. No, it's not a guy.
Internet, slide back in them DMs.
No.
She needs some new blood into...
I don't.
She needs some new blood? Yeah, I think
don't.
so.
No.
Why? Why not?
No, that's not what it is at all. I just need to stay focused and keep doing what I'm doing. But I just would have an outburst. That was it.
But here's the thing, too. Keep in mind, it's coming towards the winter time.
Mm-hmm.
That means you got to get with somebody and lock down. And, you got a lot of Netflix and chill. You may have to... Why not?
Because I get distracted by that. I don't want that.
So in the wintertime, you don't like to cuddle with somebody?
I cuddle with my daughter.
I mean, that's actually, that sounds beautiful and creepy at the same time.
I mean, you can't cuddle with your child?
Yeah, but for how long? I mean, listen, I love my son, I love my daughter, but I need things, I need things to be done to me in my life, That's why, listen, when you get married, your wife kisses your kids, you don't make her do that anymore. You got to get somebody else. You understand?
Mm-mm.
What do you mean? You don't understand it?
I mean, right now, I just don't want to even put myself in a relationship or a situationship. I don't want any of those things. And I'm fine with that. Like
internets, you know what that means?
It's not that at all.
It's open season.
It's not open season. Internets, please don't listen to him.
Slide up in them DMs, Instagram,
no.
Mi Gente,
no.
Black Planet,
no.
Twitter.
No.
Slide up in them DMs.
I want the DMs. Is it a desert or is it dry? That's how I like it.
No, I mean,
I
don't think so.
Don't throw the moisture over to my DMs. Keep it extremely dry. I don't want it.
You think so?
I don't want it.
Well,
I'm not good in a relationship. I don't even like people right now. So it's not even worth the headache. I feel like I need to focus on me. That's not gonna hurt baby mama. But I really feel like I need to just focus on me and the things I need to do. So when that time does come, I am ready to be in a relationship because I have a lot to offer. I feel like everyone is always, especially like women, men, whoever, always looking for someone who could kind of like be a come up. Me, I'm too ill, so I know that my spouse or whoever is going to be, it's going to be super popping. So I want to make sure that when it's time to get in that seat, that I'm ready to hit the wheel and drive. And right now I'm not ready. I'm unstable.
So you want to stay single, focus on your career.
Mm-hmm.
And focus on your life, focus with your kid.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I did that with my daughter, I did that for, I would say, 12 years. The problem with that is I didn't get into a relationship for 12 years.
Right.
And, you know, it's good to take care of your kids, but you also have to take care of yourself. For so many years, you know, and then I spoiled my daughter of never having anyone. So finally, when I brought somebody around like low-key Nat, she gave it a side eye for a long time.
I can see that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you really have to, you know, being a parent, you know, whether you're single or together, it's a very tough job.
Yeah.
I always say it. I say it all the time because the thing is, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real. I mean, look, internets who know me, my daughter's she's 16 and a half. She'll be 17.
Wait, we stop doing halves when they get to like...
Well, I got to say half because I'm trying to hold on to her for as long as I can.
Right.
So she's 16 and a half. And my son is one like he's like 15 months. So, you know, how dope would that be if we got older and were able to say months? Like, yo, how old are you? Yo, I'm 3,221 months. You know, like that'd be crazy.
No.
Or even the halves. You're right. The halves do stop doing it after a while. Imagine you say, how old are you? I'm 32 and a half.
32 and a half.
Like, what the fuck does that mean? But I always preach how it is. And let me tell you something. That's why I will tell you this. Look, if you, I don't know how to put this shit more realer than this. If you want to have kids,
right?
Okay, it's a beautiful thing. I will say, wait until you're ready.
Please wait.
And when I say ready, there'll never be a perfect time for anything. There'll be a good enough time, and you go with the flow and you make. Like, I know people who say, "Well, I want to get married when I make enough money." You'll never have enough money because you get to a certain point and you'll want more. It's the same thing with kids. But I will say this. If you're trying to focus on your career, then focus on that. Do what you need to do because when you have a kid, it's a lot that goes into having it.
I definitely think that you should enjoy your 20s before you even consider having a child.
Yeah, you got to do things, man. You got to go out there and you got to get small. You got to travel. You should definitely travel the world. You got to have, you got to have one night stands, right? You know, I'm sure. Did you have any one night stands?
Yeah.
I mean, did you call the next day?
Wouldn't that defeat the purpose of the nightstand?
Well, it depends if you were at night and then called in the morning.
I don't like one-night stands. I'm not really into randomness.
Yeah, but it's not, to me, it's going with the flow. Everyone thinks too much into it. Listen.
I'm an overthinker.
If the girl knows that you ain't going to say anything about her, under the 24 hours
But this is a new day. How do we know? Like, he might be secretly taping you. Now you're going to be on the internet. You might go viral. Like,
see, I never did that shit.
Because you didn't, what you going to do, rub two rocks together? They didn't have
no, but you could, listen.
Throw the can with the string to somebody else, and you didn't have no social media.
I grew up in a neighborhood where everyone knew everyone, man. So it was like, if I said something to one person, they'll say it to everyone.
Right.
Yo, fucking Stephanie got the smelly box, and everybody in the neighborhood knew.
Shout out to Stephanie with the smelly box.
I call her Heppin, but whatever that even means. I don't even know what the fuck that means, but shout out to Young M.A.
Yo, you know what I want to do, though?
What?
I want to give somebody the Wiggity Wiggity Whack Award today.
Really?
Yes.
Who's that?
I would like to give, this is like something new that we can possibly do. Like, I want to give the Wiggity Wiggity Whack Award to my mother, who accidentally went on social media and blew up the fact that I'm having a surprise party.
That's fucking... Well, wait, hold on. Let me tell you something. First of all, I brought this up to you on the phone, and this is crazy. Your mother... Okay, well, not even your mother. Rena, she's a contributor to the Premium Pete Show. She also made empaninis for Just Blaze that he wouldn't stop eating while he was on the fucking episode. Fucking Just. What up, Just? But I will say, Rena called me and was like, yo, we're going to throw a surprise birthday party for Miss Lissa. Can you be there? And I'm like, sure. When is it? She told me when. I was like, okay, cool. So I set in my schedule to ready go. And she's like, yeah, me and her mother are throwing it. You know, let's keep it on the hush. I'm like, who did you invite? She started telling me, no problem. Next thing I know, they told me that you knew. And I was like, how the fuck did you find out? Finds out that her mother, you know, one of them old ladies on Facebook. And she literally, I don't know what she thought, but she must have thought that maybe she was sending a private message, and she put it out there to everybody that Miss Lissa was having a surprise birthday party, the time, the address, everything.
Day, everything.
And you being the lurker that you are on Facebook, you know, you've seen it. And I mean, what was your first thoughts?
I laughed.
Besides, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if your mother, no disrespect, she in Italian, we would call her Dunsky. And she.
I like that, actually. Let's call it the Dunsky Award.
Your mother deserved the Dunsky of the Year award. You know, like, yeah, let me throw a surprise birthday party for my daughter, but I'm going to tell everybody on fucking Facebook, you know?
Dunsky.
Let me ask something. If she didn't know that she was sending it, your mother got nudes that maybe she could put on Facebook?
Yo, she accidentally, when she first got on, she, like, called me and was like, I think I might have put a naked picture on
Really? Of
on
her?
Facebook. Yeah. And I was like, what? First of all, who are you taking naked pictures for to accidentally send it to Facebook?
Does Mama Finney have a Georgia peach like you?
Wait, what? Like a big butt? Hers is actually a little big. Like,
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Mama Finney got the cakes.
I'll take that vintage vagina. I want, you know, sometimes it's good to have that vagina where it's like, you know, where the clitoris is so big that you could just pull the shit, you know? Well, I don't want to talk about your mother's. I'm sorry. I don't mean that. No disrespect.
Mom, I know you're listening. Don't worry about it.
Ma, I'm sorry about that, but, you know, I'm not a player, but I crush a lot. Holla at me, Miss Finney.
But yeah,
anyway, she deserved the Dunsky Award.
I laughed. So I was like outside, and I was just like, because I'm not really on social media like that. But lately, because of the show, I've been, like, trying to get more into it, like, back on Facebook and doing more tweets. So I just happened to be scrolling, and this was it was 2 hours later after she already put it on, and I literally started laughing. Everyone was looking at me like, who is this crazy lady, and why is she really LOLing? Like, I was really, like, just busting out laughing. And then I called Rena, and I asked her if she wanted me to act like I didn't know. And Rena tried to act like she didn't know, and then I sent her the picture and was like, no, this is what's going on.
So you well, you know what? When you catch somebody lying for a good cause, you know you shouldn't be upset.
Yeah.
You know? But listen, internets, I'm excited for this episode, man.
Me too.
I really am. You know, we keep on taking it in different places. Like I said, you know, we're here to be. To me, I want it to be like a sitcom podcast. I want it to be funny. I want it to be things that you can take from it. I want you to laugh. Internet, you know what the fuck it is. But I need you to do this. I need you to subscribe on iTunes, and I need you to follow the SoundCloud page. Also on Google Play and Stitcher and TuneIn, all these other fucking podcast platforms that are out. And, you know, there'll probably be another one soon that comes out. Because I think that, you know, we're in a day and age where podcasts, to me, is still
flourishing.
It's still a pool that is untapped.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, you know, it's proven how much it's good for, you know, whether you're an actor, an actress, an athlete, an artist. It's proven that you come and you sit down on a podcast and you talk. And it not only does it connect you with your fans of old and reacquaint you with them, but it also introduces you to new people.
That's true.
And it's a proven fact. And that's no shot against radio, because I think, you know, the radio is needed for these, you know, press releases for these artists. You know, it's a press run. They have to do it. You know, people still listen to radio. Think about it.
Not as much.
People still listen. People in the cars, I see people. Trust me, people still listen.
Well,
to
if
radio.
you're in your car and you don't feel like listening to the radio, hit up Stitcher.
Yeah.
And listen to us. Put us in your ear holes while you drive.
Or iTunes. And also the YouTube channel. Our guy Chris is killing it on there.
He definitely is. I can really appreciate Chris because he takes initiative. A lot of times, like, people need a motherfucking map to get to the promised land, but he's figuring it out and he's making it happen in his own way.
Yeah, I mean,
without us, like, being like, Chris, can you please do this? Like, he does stuff and just, like, drops it in.
No, most definitely.
Like, yes.
And that's what you need. Listen, I've been around podcasting for a minute. I've seen a bunch of contributors. I've seen a bunch of interns. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of them don't have that oomph that je ne sais quoi that I would think people would want to have.
Yeah, and nobody's even giving him pussy. Like normally this type of shit happens.
Wait, he's getting pussy?
No, I said no one is.
Oh, okay.
If he was, the YouTube channel would be all the way up.
Yeah,
okay,
most definitely.
But I'm just saying, like, normally people need like things in this industry to make them go. But Chris is a self-starter. And
he is.
I appreciate that.
He is, and we do appreciate him. And listen, internet's like I said.
And if you want some bussy, maybe Pete will, he's not a player.
Maybe we'll get him somebody. But listen, internets, make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, follow that page, stay connected with the catalog, and definitely fuck with us on YouTube. Check out some of the behind-the-scenes video.
And comment so we know you are a real account.
It's good to comment. Most definitely. People, it's good to see
Give
people.
Us some feedback.
Whether it's good or bad, I don't give a fuck.
I don't read them. I mean, I don't read them because I'm always nervous that it's going to be some negativity, and I'm just like the overthinker who's going to like either go crazy thinking about things that they said, or I might react and then respond. So as I mature, I will read the comments more often, but Pete reads them. So drop one. Rena reads them. Chris is there. Drop a comment. Leave a tweet. Let us know that you are listening to the Premium Pete Show featuring Miss Listen Knows.
Man, fuck Miss Listen Knows. But anyway,
you cannot fuck Miss Listen Knows.
No. I don't want to do that.
Not you, but I'm just letting people know that they can't.
Well, maybe they can.
You know you can't.
Listen, you started off the episode. You sound a little lonely. Internet's I already told you. Jump in them DMs.
That's not what it is.
Buy us some panties, lace fronts, whatever.
I don't even like panties.
Yo, you know what? Before we go to a break, I want to give Chris JC88 a happy birthday shout. He tweeted us and he says, "Hey, Miss Listen Knows, Premium Pete, can I get a shout out on the Premium Pete Show for my birthday today? I'm turning 28. Listen, go get yourself some poom poom and enjoy yourself, my man. Salutes." But you know what? I'm excited.
Happy birthday.
We're going to take a break.
Yes.
And we're going to come back. Listen, fucking Joseph Sikora, a.k.a. Tommy Egan.
Ow.
Mr. Choke Your Bitch Out.
Choke your bitch.
Okay? He'll be joining us. He'll be in the fucking building. And you know what? I'm excited for it.
I am too, because the episode last night was bananas.
You know what? Let's get ready to talk about it. Let's take a break. Internets, don't go nowhere. You listen to the Premium Pete Show featuring Miss Listen Knows. We'll be right back.
Ow.
Chit.
Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. What's up, y'all? This is April Walker, and you're listening to the Premium Pete Show with Miss Listen Knows.
And we're back, internets. Sitting with us is superstar extraordinaire from the hit series Power.
Well, first off.
What do you wait? What?
Wait, no. I got to tell you.
No.
I thought you were bringing in Michael Jordan real quick. The way
so why you hating? Why you hating? So you do it. Let me hear.
Listen,
6'6". 6'6". Extra pasty.
You ain't 6'6", are you?
Oh my God, I was doing Michael Jordan.
Okay,
I was doing you.
Oh yeah.
Don't you worry. Now you got to do it.
5'10.5" from Chicago's far northwest side.
164 pounds.
68, not bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Pasty Prince looking extra.
Very pasty. Stays out of the sun.
She called you a pasty prince.
I'll take it.
I'm here for you. Don't you worry about a thing. I know you're married, but one of your cousins is not.
Oh, yeah, my little brother isn't.
Really?
See, even better. See, I'm going to have the last name. I'm feeling like Black China right now. I made it.
No, don't be Black China. Don't be Black China yet. Internets, listen, fresh off his hands are probably still bloody.
I know they
His
are.
eyeballs are still popping out of his
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Internet's Joseph Sikora, a.k.a. Tommy Egan.
Correct.
Welcome to the Premium Pete
Thanks.
Show.
Great to be here, Pete.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. Listen, when I reached out to you, I said it was funny because I didn't even expect what power, how it keeps on elevating.
Yeah.
Twitter, digital. Do you check how crazy, the fans are?
I check in mainly for work, and I actually try to respond to almost everybody on Twitter. A lot of people hit me up on Instagram, but if people hit me up on Twitter, I try to get back to almost everybody.
That's so nice of you. You got things to do, and I know it's a lot of people.
It's a decent amount of people, but I just try to put myself in their shoes, and I like to get responded to.
Well, and I think it also helps you connect with the fans, and I think that's what's
Absolutely.
great thing about, social media these days. It's a gift and a curse.
And also, Power really has been a grassroots movement to gain its kind of the fame and the notoriety that it has. It really started with a really core group of hardcore fans, and it's grown from there. So now that it's going into the these multi-millions of viewers, is that it started with people just kind of reaching out and telling their friends and then telling their friends, and that because we made ourselves acceptable, accessible, and then we have the media mogul that is Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. I think that, the social media has really used a snowball.
Sure, and they're paying attention to social media. Yo, let me tell you something. I've seen since you choked out Holly, or choke a bitch or whatever, choke a Holly. Since that has happened, have you seen the memes that I put out there? First of all, they had a hashtag that was going. What the fuck is that hashtag?
It was Holly's dead party or something. Holly's dead party. I was there.
People. Well,
I was waiting for.
Here's the thing that I seen that was like really, entertaining to me. First of all, so many people were happy that she was done or gone, and I don't mean that in an actor sense. In an actress sense, congrats to her.
Lucy Walters.
She killed
phenomenal.
it.
Yeah,
she did a great job.
I killed it.
You killed it. You still killing it.
She did a great job, but at the same time, we have characters that people get used to. And I think everybody's like, about time this bitch is gone. I got tired of her. It's not only me saying this. I'm looking at what people are saying. And they have gotten tired of her. And so some people were happy. Some people, I would say most people were happy.
It wasn't some people. Everybody was happy except for Holly because her check stopped. Everybody else... Happy. I'm still ecstatic.
And her checks didn't stop. I mean, she's booked 2 different jobs. She's recurring on 2 different shows.
Would you look at God? And knowing 50, the spirit of her, you might have a recap or think about something, go back into something. She might be back.
Yeah, she might be in the form of my left hand or something like that.
No, you're going to probably think about an old moment that we didn't see. Right. And then we'll see her again. Yeah. You never know. It's like
that
a soap
would be great.
opera.
I would love that. She's a fantastic human being. I'd love if she was able to come back somehow like that.
Well, when someone gets knocked off, and I heard you say before, and I want to know
when somebody who's knocked up gets knocked off?
Well, that's crazy. And
you're a rapper.
And I didn't even want to go there because it's like, yo, why didn't this bitch... I mean, I don't want to say bitch.
Why didn't this bitch? Don't try to censor now.
I want to be nice some of this episode. Why didn't she... when you had her up against a wall, right? Mm-hmm. And, if she would have said, I'm pregnant... Maybe you would have backed down.
I think you're right. 100%. Yep.
I think because even though she was disloyal. See, I think people think cheating is disloyal, but going behind people's backs and hiding things in a relationship, just in general. Forget about power, Tommy Egan and Holly. Mm-hmm. That there's a lot of ways of cheating on somebody and being disloyal. Besides fucking somebody.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
And I think that she did do that. But I want to make a point where we were talking about where people's checks stop. I heard you say before that just because somebody gets knocked off of a show, their contract is still in hand, or...
No, he's saying she booked other gigs.
No. What I mean, I heard him say this before, meaning anybody could go, right?
Any of us could go, yes.
But, I mean, obviously, I don't think, they would knock off a main person like you or Ghost, right?
They probably not Ghost.
They knock you off, I'm not going to watch no more. Okay?
But what I'm saying is you obviously would still get paid.
I would get paid
contract?
because their contracts are pre-set up. So they say, okay, well, and your lawyers have a big involvement, your agents and managers and stuff like that. But so they set it up before the season starts. But the network still has to say, okay, do we want to eat this week's check of this show or these 3 weeks checks to have this impact of the show, whatever is the best for the show? I mean, it's a big negotiation in terms of production. Just like they paid one time, and I don't mind disclosing some numbers, they paid I think it was $40,000 just to be by the Manhattan Bridge when we shot there, when I couldn't kill Ghost.
Right.
Yeah.
But that was beautiful. And we had that for 6 hours. So there's 40 G's for 6 hours.
Sure.
Is it worth it? I think in the impact, yeah, because that was one of the most monumental scenes of that episode. So you have to, it's a negotiation, monetary negotiation.
Exactly. I mean, Justin Bieber is paying $10,000 a night in Hawaii for a hotel. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he booked it for a month.
But his hotels come with hoes. So he's good. He gets discounted when
anything goes.
You think about the hoes that also come with the hotel.
But having said that, how early did they write these episodes?
They started writing in May. For season 4, and we start. We go into production mid-September at some point, and we're back in Brooklyn.
I've heard 50 say that he's ready for season 6. They already kind of have a set up for that.
He's ready for it, but that's 50. 50's ready for anything,
right?
He
wasn't ready for his penis to come out though, right?
I don't know if he was necessarily ready for that to have happen, but I'm sure that there was probably a little bit of talk about this might happen, this might not happen. So I think that that's a conflict between him and the network. So,
but you guys all signed something that said
nudity disclosures.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So he knew he had did it.
Yeah, I think you can kind of see mine if you freeze frame in one of the sex.
One of the
sex scenes.
Don't worry. Y'all have a lot of them. How is it doing those?
It's okay. The first time you're like getting to know the person. I think the main thing for me is that, I'm married. Lucy was in a relationship at the time, and that it's mutual respect. You know what I mean? It's definitively for her. When they said cut, she was like, yeah.
Get off of me.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm also protective. Like, all right, let her get dressed. Let me just give her space. You know what I mean? You just try to be respectful, and that allows the person to feel safe, and ultimately that leads to the best performance
Is
possible.
the penis out? The penis covered?
It's called a sock,
okay.
A cock sock.
Well, pause a cock sock, but I once in a while I came in a sock before, when I was with a girl, and she was like, "Don't you dare come on me," and I was like, "Fuck, where am I coming? I ain't coming in my hand."
Yeah.
So I had to grab a sock, and you just charge that to the game. We lose them in the washing machine sometimes, so sometimes I lose them, just because of shit like that, and just throw it out.
Some girl's bed, yeah.
Yo, it's crazy. I haven't said that with the sex scene. That's a great question, because I think a lot of people look at these shit and they say it's so steamy, especially even porno. Like, I knew a couple of porno stars, but before I knew that, I was like, holy shit, like, yo, it would be dope to do pornos. But then you don't realize you got lights on you and they're like, okay, fuck her. Okay, stop. Okay, fuck her. It's like, it's not what people think that they're getting, like, you know what I mean, all these pleasures and stuff. So, I mean, even like when you had the threesome, I mean, walk us through that.
I mean, yeah, I'll walk through the threesome. I will say that those two girls were definitely up for anything, and they were a whole lot of fun, but that is because the director, Denny Gordon, made them feel safe. And she said, hey, look, this is everything we're going to go through. This is what's going to be showed. This is the idea. You ever feel uncomfortable, you say stop. And I got to know them and talk with them, and they were just, they were great.
And your wife is okay with all this stuff?
My wife's in the business. She knows that there's, unless you are proactive behind the scenes, there's nothing happening. So she knows that much, and so she's also super hot, and she's a very
is she an actress as well?
She's a very confident woman. No, she's a makeup artist.
Okay.
You met her on the set of Boardwalk Empire.
That's right. Yeah,
when
yeah.
You were on there.
Great
what was
memory.
Hans? What was it?
Hans Schroeder.
Hans Schroeder. Look at this guy, man. Look at this guy.
So you just scooped her, or did she like flirt with you? Like, how did that happen?
Well, she's Polish American like me, and so I found that out, and so I was just saying some things, little bits in Polish to her, and stuff like that.
Which language?
Well, I certainly didn't say
He was
tsuka.
speaking Arabic.
No, he said suka. That means bitch.
Suka.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
See, look at
man.
him.
How about let me see if I remember some. Kaktila.
Yeah, Koktala is Russian, but yeah. That.
Well, Polish.
Yakshumash is how you say it in Polish.
Do you eat borscht? Do you both use?
I do.
Borscht?
Yeah. I love
now,
borscht.
is it white borscht, green borscht?
I like red borscht. That's the red beet borscht.
Okay. Yep.
And it definitely
Cold?
with beef. No, I could do either one, but I don't like it whipped like typically it's cold whipped if it's Jewish, and I'm not into that.
Don't they put the sour cream in it and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can. I'm up for a little bit of fat every now and again. If it tastes good.
Hey, listen, I'll tell you one thing, man. I hung out with a lot of Russians around my time, and even Ukrainians. I know they like the white borscht. Ukrainians.
Yeah.
And, I mess with. So that's the thing. Look, I grew up Italian, and New York City, where the best pizza in the world is, not Chicago, that has the fucking worst.
It's arguable.
Pizza.
And no, New York City. I mean, I love mall pizza too. So.
Hey, listen.
I'm not really into pizza. Y'all
we
can
can
do
edit
this all
that one
day
out.
if y'all want to.
I'm playing. I like the New York pizza. That's kind of that traditional margarita pie. Just thin, super, super thin crust, and just like 3 minutes in a hot oven.
It's like a grandma pie. It's a very thin slice. But growing up in Chicago, and I know that people, I'm into the food business. Me and Bun B, for those that don't know, have a food site called You Got to Eat This. So I've been around food for almost all my life. Just growing up with it. I mean, I got a 95-year-old grandma that still cooks lasagna.
Did you hear about that place on Staten Island? It's like it had the guy.
Nino's?
He books grandmothers, like real grandmothers.
No.
And they works. Yeah, it's this place in Staten Island, and the guy has got like. I know Mrs. Finelli is going to be cooking like for these 2 weeks.
That's a dope idea.
And he just has these actual grandmothers that are cook these.
I got to
You
bring
need
my
to get your grandmother books.
But my grandmother, she's very like, she's 95, but she's so sane. Like when I speak to her, she's like if I called her right now, we had her on an episode. I could call her and she'd be like, "What do you want, you bastard? What do you want from my wife?" And I'll say, "Listen, you're cooking the lasagna better than ever." So she's, I pray to be 95 and be that sane and be able to talk. I know people 70 years old that are, that are losing it. You're walking around walkers and shit.
Yeah.
And I think it's just how you take care of yourself.
Quality of life.
Yeah, most definitely. But back to, listen, you grew up in Chicago.
Correct.
And just on the pizza sense, I want to get to now. Did you grow up thinking that Chicago deep dish pizza was everything?
No, not necessarily deep dish. I mean, I think that the misconception is that Chicagoans actually eat deep dish all the time. It's like it's a celebratory thing. It's like if somebody's graduation or a quinceañera, you like there's a big pie there like that. But you're not going to eat that necessarily all the time. I mean, the Chicago thin crust pie. My place was Phil's Pizza Doro at Milwaukee and Austin. You got to go there, ask for Sal, tell him to give you the Sikora.
Fucking Sally boy, tell him Tommy sent you.
Yeah.
But, it's funny because, just being a New York pizza guy, being a New York guy, I argue with people all the time about what's good pizza, especially on Twitter.
Chicago thin crust, at certain places, you love it, Pete, honestly. But it's also the interesting thing is it's a different kind of concept. In New York, oftentimes, pizza is pizza on the go here. You know what I mean? It's like you grab a slice, and that's the whole concept of the pie-shaped piece is food on the go. And in Chicago, it's cut into squares because it's a family meal more than anything, and it was presented as like the pizza night, like one night of the week, almost like the pasta night. You had the pizza night.
The deep dish to me is just like pizza soup.
It's or it's like bread lasagna.
What are we doing here?
I'm here for the deep dish. Why are you hating?
I go for a piece of deep dish every now and again.
Well,
it's just
you're
not
from
a consistent
Chicago.
thing. That's true.
You didn't bring none?
Touche.
Are you a Bear fan?
Yes, I am a
really?
Bears fan. Yeah.
Okay, well, you are a good Chicago.
Did you grow up in like a hood in Chicago? Is all of Chicago the hood, or is it like
no? My neighborhood was like a kind of lower middle class, working people mostly, policemen, firemen. But when I was younger, it was just policemen, firemen, city workers, and then they get raises, and then it's sergeants and lieutenants, and that's who your T-ball coaches are, and that's who your friends. And a lot of guys from my neighborhood are cops, and they should not have guns. And they were just
a lot of cops shouldn't have guns.
A lot of assholes who not have guns, and I'm like, why the fuck does this guy have a gun?
Yeah,
that's how it is, though.
And it's funny that we could tell quicker than they could tell.
Oh yeah.
We could be like, this guy doesn't deserve to have a gun.
Hey, Sikora, how'd you get on a plane there from New York back to the Chi with those small arms?
Yeah, Sikora sounds like Italian.
Shakur, he's not.
I think the first time, not Shakura, Sikora. When we first met, what was it, like a year ago, year and a half ago? Mm-hmm. I think when I was like, damn, that just sounds Italian, man.
Yeah.
But it's Polish.
It's Polish. Sikora. It actually means it's this little bird called the titmouse, and it's like a little kind of finch-looking bird, and that's a Sikora.
Does it have tits?
I bet the female's got some sort of nice breasts.
Really? Well, speaking of breasts, were you on the set when Lala pulled out hers?
I was not on the set. No.
God damn it!
No.
Fuck.
I've got no.
What up, Mello?
Yeah, I got no.
Was that hard for her? Did they have to kind of get her to do it?
I think Lala's a very comfortable woman, and I think that she's gorgeous, and I think she has no problem being in a safe environment and showing that, knowing that it's to progress the story and not to be sexually explicit or exploitive. Yeah,
we had Notori on the other show, and I had a great episode with her. Although
she said so, actually, she loved being on.
Yeah, but I did get a lot of heat from a lot of the women. Because they felt I was a little hard on her, but she knows she
can
cried.
take it.
She cried at the end because I explained to her, she talked about the 3LW stuff. Mm-hmm. If anybody heard that episode before, she talks about the 3LW stuff, Miss Lissa, and then I explained to her, but look at you now, and look where you are now. You were in that parking lot, and this happened, and she started tearing up. So I know she was appreciative of that, but I kept on telling her how much I loved her breasts because I was talking about
she has beautiful.
No, she does. I told her that too.
I mean, honestly, all due respect to Notori, shout out to Notori, but her nipples are like Hershey chocolate kisses, man. I swear
Charlamagne the God said the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Hershey chocolate kisses.
Shout out to Charlamagne, man. Yeah. He'll be on here soon. But I kept on saying about the little Kim. Scene when she was like, riding Gravy. I was mad that it was Gravy, but I was like, out of all people, could have been like, Premio the God. But it is what it is. But you know what? Let's take it back. Let's go back. I want to know is growing up in Chicago.
Yes.
Like how involved? I know that you spoke before about getting into acting when you were 11 years old, asking your parents to act.
Yeah.
Tell us how that happened.
I went to my mom. There was that show, a corny show called Kids Incorporated.
Yes.
And I had Fergie on it and some of the other people. And I was like, this is great. Like, who wouldn't want to be an actor and a rock star? Mm-hmm. And so I said, hey, Ma, can I want to be an actor. And she said, all right, sweetheart, you can come back to me in a month and we'll see what we can do.
Come back in 30 days.
Exactly. So I came back. I said, Ma, I still want to be an actor. She said, all right, well, I don't know. So took out the yellow pages and she looked up acting. And there was nothing on for acting, so then we looked up theater, and they're like, oh, there's auditions for this big play called The Christmas Carol down at the Goodman Theater in Chicago. And I couldn't sing, so I didn't get that. But they're like, oh, you should go out for this play in Lake Forest. And Lake Forest is a northern suburb of Chicago that's pretty far away. But I booked that job, so we would have we were coming from the northwest side of the city and heading southeast, and then some of the other actors who would be coming from the north side and coming west, we would meet up at the Eden Split on the Kennedy Expressway, and my mother would drop me off, and these other actors would drive me up there, and I did that play. And from there, I did some commercials, the Michael Jordan commercial. And
actually, you can't just skip over that. You can't just skip over that. Working with Michael Jordan, how old were you at that time?
I was 13.
You get a chance to talk to him at all? Say,
no, he
really?
Damn,
he don't like. Listen, before they claimed that he doesn't like rap. Now he doesn't like white people.
He doesn't like
Sikoras.
I didn't.
Like Chicagoans.
I didn't say it.
Okay, but what happened? He didn't even get a chance. Or?
No. He talked to the black kids.
Okay.
That's my man, 20 grand.
It is what it is.
He was like, excuse me. How you doing, Rashawn? Excuse me, Joseph.
Actually, his name was Relius.
Really?
Oh, I knew you remember.
They said, get that Joseph the fuck out of here.
Move that Joseph
kid
to the side.
He didn't say anything. He just
stepped right over him. Excuse me, Jam.
Didn't have time for pictures.
Growing up in Chicago.
Damn, that's fucked up.
It's okay. I was actually personal security for him, but bizarrely enough, I worked at a club called Le Passage. My friend Billy Deck is a club owner in Chicago, and he graciously gave me a job when I had no money. And I was basically like on people's, like, if Ice Cube showed up or Bill Murray or Michael Jordan, I'm like, this is so funny. I'm just here to make sure nobody messes with Michael Jordan, and it was interesting. But again, he didn't look at me, didn't acknowledge me. But I was like, I don't care.
Is his wife white?
No. I don't know what she is. Did
light skin.
Did you bring up the fact that when you seen him again, you say, "Hey, I was on a commercial"?
No way.
Yo, I would have reminded him, like, when I first met you didn't want to take pictures with me. Now I'm protecting people from taking pictures of you.
Yeah.
Full circle.
He didn't.
Yeah, no fucks to give.
But growing up in Chicago,
yes.
I mean, Michael Jordan obviously is a superstar. I mean, growing up in Brooklyn, Michael Jordan to me was a superstar.
Right.
Just the opportunity alone, regardless if he said he didn't say anything to you. I mean, how did that moment feel to you? Being in that commercial.
When I was a little kid, it felt. It was fine. I was just like, oh, this is going to be, I know that commercials, especially back then, paid a lot of money. So it
How
paid
much
for a lot of my.
That pay?
I think I probably off of that commercial probably made like $40,000. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. How old were you?
13.
13.
McDonald's? Did you still get anything free from McDonald's, like burgers? Or...
I've never got anything free from McDonald's in my life. The only free thing I got was diarrhea.
Not good night.
Oh, man. Well, listen, don't go choke out a Big Mac.
Yeah, I know what I mean. Yeah, that special sauce that comes out, you don't want none of that on your hands.
I'll tell you one thing. You would make a great commercial to do that. Like, think about it. Like, one of these companies, like Whataburger, listen, if you listen in In-N-Out or fucking Shake Shack, hire Tommy Egan, a.k.a. Joseph Sikora, to choke a fucking burger and let that cheese come
that
out.
Carl's
like
Jr. one?
Lucy,
That Carl's Jr. might actually do something like that, wouldn't it?
That'd be dope. Like if you choke the burger and then you see all the juices come out, like a Juicy Lucy,
Juicy Lucy, and call it the Juicy Lucy. Pete, that's
Pete gotta get his coin for that one.
No,
that
Juicy
happens.
Lucy's been around. It's a beautiful burger, and I think Tommy would do good. But go ahead. So you made about $40,000 with that.
Yeah,
what did your parents do?
Well, my mother just put it away. They put it in a different in an account. So
Black family would have got some stuff.
Yeah.
That baby would have got mama a new
Jordan.
wig. You like, yo, 40,000.
Yeah,
we out the project.
These conservative blue collar Polacks are just putting it in banks and underneath mattresses and stuff. And so my mother put it away, and she actually paid for my union membership for Screen Actors Guild. And then when I was in high school and I was kind of out of acting and I just wanted to be in mischief and I didn't care, and I basically agreed to take an acting class in Evanston, Illinois at the Piven Theater Workshop, which was great for me because I was a graffiti writer and still am. You
never
do
graffiti?
Lose it. Yeah. And so I had to take 3 trains to get to this acting class, which was great for me because then you got to
see all the
bomb the
throw-ups
trains.
and bomb them up,
Yeah, and then see
what was your
going
tag name?
And leave that out. It's up on social media. You can see it on social media. I put up a piece I did on the IG, at the Tats Crew train.
Did you use a fat cap?
I use fat caps, knee
Krylon
caps.
or Rust-Oleum?
I would go Rusty over Krylon.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever buff people's names? I don't know.
You don't buff. In Chicago,
right over them.
You cross them out or you give them a disc. So there's a good difference between New York graffiti and Chicago graffiti because New York graffiti was really, it's arguable. Some people say it was the actual graffiti, like kind of, there's the argument between Philly and New York every now and again. Everybody knows it came from New York, from the South Bronx and part of Harlem. But in New York, it was all about kind of this birth of this movement of like how crazy ways can I do this, and so the structuring of the subculture was slightly different because Chicago's graffiti was all based on gang structure. So in Chicago, if you wrote somebody's name backwards, that's a big diss because that's gang territory stuff. This is us. You're this. Right. You're not welcome here. So that was adopted into graffiti culture and really into hip hop culture in Chicago. Whereas in New York, you write somebody's name, you write your name backwards and be like, look how cool I did my name backwards.
Right.
Shit's cool.
Right.
But so in Chicago, it's a big diss like that, you know. And then in both places, just, you know, capping somebody's thing, you know, made famous by the infamous Cap from Morris Park Crew. But, you know, or you'd write toy over it.
Did you ever get into, like, beef because of these type of things?
Oh, big beef. I mean, kids died when I was young over a graffiti beef, sure.
Well, thank God it wasn't you.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy it wasn't me.
No, I mean,
I got beat up pretty good several times in my life.
I got, you know, I dibbled and dabbled in graffiti for many years. I definitely was a big fan of Videograph. I know a lot of the guys that made Videograph.
Oh yeah, the guy from you got Kit Kat 1.
Yep. And I went to school with MS, who was ACC, and you know, I knew all these kids. I was away with a lot of kids. Like I don't even want to start going through all these names, but I definitely enjoyed graffiti. I went to Pearl Paint when I was a kid. I had a black book, so I love all that culture in New York. You know, spun for me, especially like, you know, seeing people like J.A. up all the place, you know, Jis on the highway. You know, having people like Ghost. You know, even like Alan
Ghosty
Cat.
Ghost, another Cat and Ghost. Those were some of those guys were fantastic.
Cat, yeah. So you know, he's some of these kids still bomb, man. You know.
Oh, I see him up. My crew, who's obviously so Ghost. Actually, I met Ghost in Chicago. And he went bombing with our crew, so he was down with...
Hold on. Internets, we're not talking about Ghost from Power. We're not talking about Ghost. We're talking about Ghost of Graffiti writer.
Talking about a tall white boy.
And you met him, what'd you mean?
In Chicago, and we always thought it was funny because he was like, yo, man, I need to go wreck some shavers. And because his New York accent was so thick, you know, so for us, we were all, you know, we had our sound cuts. We were like, yo, man, we could get them shavers.
Yo, let me ask you something. Where did you? It's funny because when I was just introduced to you before that, meaning like people like put me on to you.
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to my man A King because he was like, yo.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, you and him remind me so much of each other. Remember I told you, like, because just the way I talk and, like, you know, I'm like, hey, get the fuck over here, you cunt, do this, do that. Yeah. Like, I always talk like that. And they're like, yo, you and this guy would be fucking crazy. Yeah. You know, to get together. And that's when, you know, we wound up meeting each other. But where did you gain? I mean, I know Chicago has, you know, culture and livelihood and everything, but where did you get that? So a lot of people consider you to have a New York strong accent.
Well, in the show, I do. I mean, I'm supposed to be from Queens.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes people, it doesn't come off authentic or organic. Yours does.
I think. Thank you, by the way, Pia. I think a part of it is just growing up in hip hop culture and also being privy. And like my main influences were East Coast rappers, so they rap in their, you know, like I mean, KRS, where I come from. If you're lost, to stay on course, you got to roll with force. My man. My man Rob is chilling in a Benz in front of his building with the rest of his friends. I give him a pound. Ooh, I mean, I shake his hand. He's a neighborhood drug dealer. My man. Yeah, I mean, so it's like, but he's rapping in dialect. So when we're, you know, mimicking or doing lyrics, you're doing them with that kind of dialect. And then also, like, you know, my favorite documentary of all times, which I'm sure you know backwards and forwards, is Style Wars.
Okay, yep.
So we're even, you know, saying people's lines from Style Wars. You know, let's never forgive action. You know, it's like Blood Wars, buddy, Blood Wars. It's like, so we're actually we're kind of like, it's kind of like, how do these English people and Australians do such a good American accent? Well, they're bombarded with American television and stuff. So for us in hip hop culture, it all came from New York. Sure. So we were so responsive to New York and the New York dialect and everything like that, and so it's, I think that that's really where I got it from. And then also being a graffiti writer and being in the streets and being with hood dudes and you know, doing my little part to, because like, you know, I come from this middle class, mostly white neighborhood, and when you're going through the city and all your other friends who are, and you know, we had a very influential black family in my who was close friends with my father, so it was like every other week we're down at barbecues. And you know, it's Omari Hardwick, I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but Omari Hardwick had something that I thought was really poignant when he said, there's nothing stranger than seeing white people try to act comfortable around black people.
Yeah.
it's night and day between people that are just comfortable.
And it's terrible. And even though, I mean, I always say this, I'm Italian, I'm white, but I grew up in Coney Island, so I grew up in a different time. You know what I mean? Like the way I grew up in a melting pot. So I'm not your average white kid, but even more so, I know, I'm growing up in a white family. So seeing people who I see it, like I spoke with tons of people, like when you see like those white people that come around black people, like yo, what's up, my brother? Like get the fuck
what's up,
out
what's
of here.
good, son? How
I
you
hate
doing,
when
man?
people
You all
call
right?
me girl or sister. Like, yeah girl. Like, bitch.
Yeah, well,
This is the bank. Give me my change. Don't call me girl. Like, what are you talking about?
Just be yourself. Like, honestly, I mean, how real is white privilege? And I'm explaining that to you.
It's very real. And I think that the only way we can progress as a people is to acknowledge white privilege. And then subsequently, black people need to say, okay, white people can talk about subjects and issues. But it does have to be initiated, I think, with more of a majority of white people saying, white privilege exists, I benefit from it, and it's as simple as that. Now, how do we rectify? How do we get to a more common ground?
Or how do you make excuses?
And like you identify so much with your Italian ethnicity, and I'm Polish, and I'm second generation Polish, and my people weren't even here at this time. We didn't, but at the same time, you'd be like, yeah, but that's the whole argument for white privilege. You gain the benefit of white people who've been here for the hundreds of years, who set up this country because you look like that. Automatically, you gain that. So I think that people have to acknowledge that more, stop using that as an excuse.
For a while I didn't know that I really had it because I grew up in a style, I got in trouble a lot, I got locked up. So I never thought that I had white privilege, but,
And if you don't shave, you look Puerto Rican.
Yes. I mean, I pass for a lot of things.
Yeah, and if I don't shave, I look like a child molester. So.
No, but I will say, it's important for us to, I think, also to, and I spoke about this many times, but I also spoke about this a lot with different type of people. We need to teach this in our homes, and especially white people. I think they need to teach that in their homes. Like I think that's where racism starts. When you have a father or uncle who's racist, that gets taught in the home. When people are racist, and it moves on now in 2016, because, you go to these neighborhoods, especially, prominently white neighborhoods that are, people are racist because the uncle's racist or the father's racist.
Oh,
so people are scared.
Is taught.
Yeah. So, and people are scared to bring home. So so somebody may be scared to bring home a black girl or a Puerto Rican girl because they know their uncle is this or that or that. I think we just need to be more open. And
because children just play with children. They don't know anything until we affect their
until they lose their
process.
innocence. Yeah.
Like, I just realized that my daughter lost her. Like, now she knows about, like, color lines. Because growing up, she would just, like, identify people with the color of their shirt. So you're wearing a blue shirt, the blue man. The yesterday, I said something, and she was like, is he black or white? And I was like, oh, man. Now she knows. Like,
she had to eat the apple. It sucks.
It made me so sad, because I was like, damn, like, it was so cute when she would do that, because she'd be like, the purple lady told me. And now it's just like, well, is he black or white? And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Or I was talking to the cops, and she goes, you're talking to the cops, Mom? And I was like, yes. And she was
Don't
like,
do that, Mom.
Well, it's
snitches get stitches,
damn,
Mom.
They do. Snitches do get stitches.
But she's too young to know that. She did go up to the cops one time and was like, oh, you're the one who likes to beat up on the bad guys, right? And they were like, no, like, we would never. And she was like, oh, really? So what's the baton for? So she's just very aware, and I was just like, damn.
It's
like,
for the band. The baton is for the band.
She didn't know. She was like, what's that?
They're making a band. Let me tell you something. Don't forget, when you say black and white, don't forget Indian, Chinese, especially Tommy Egan making all this fucking money with who? The Japanese, the Chinese? Who's these? First of all, you have to get them right, Tom, because I'll be honest with you. If you say Chinese, they can make it mad. I'm not Chinese, I'm Korean.
Just say Asian.
Korean.
Yeah.
They're
You never
Koreans
know
on the
who's
show.
what these days.
I mean, I don't know if you watched the episode, but Tommy says, domo arigato. And
Yeah,
he's like,
he was
yo,
like,
man, that's Japanese, son.
And it's like, it's just about...
When are you going to start fucking making money with the Italians on Power?
I don't know. I would love
What
to.
the fuck,
I mean,
man?
it's kind of crazy to me.
Do I need to audition?
I think that one of the things, yes. But one of the things that you shouldn't have to audition. They should offer you that role.
They should. Hey, hold up. I'll tell them. Right? This is how I'll do it. I'll see Tommy Egan, right? I need you to be Tommy for a second.
All right.
I'll see Tommy Egan, and I'll go over there and say, listen, Tommy, listen to me, okay? You're fucking making money with all the Japanese now, right? You're over there. I need you to come and make money with me. This is Stevie Meatballs, okay? I need you to I'm going to bring the private sanitation over there. We're going to make money from the private sanitation. We got the bookies. We're going to get garbage bags of money. The fucking Mets lost 2 points. You understand? Okay? Stop fucking around. We'll make Holly disappear soon. Don't worry about that.
Yo, Ned, I got to deal with this Italian motherfucker all the time, man. I don't know how much longer I could do that.
Hey, listen. The
Keeps talking, offering me food all the time, man. I'm trying to slim down. Gotta be on camera. I gotta have some fucking sex scenes with these 3 sexy bitches, man.
Have you ever had a fucking cannoli?
A fucking cannoli? I don't know. I had a cannoli before, but a fucking cannoli?
What about prosciutto, fresh mozzarella sandwich from Leone's in Brooklyn on 15th Avenue? You never had that?
Of course, man. All that garbage. Actually, you know what's funny is that, you know the spumoni pizza?
Yeah, L&B.
I know, because that's in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the Teamsters who actually was just like, yo, he can't say
Wait,
that.
are you Joseph now?
I'm Joseph right now.
Okay.
So it was on the set, because I was like, yo, Holly, I got you that shitty pizza you like. Actually, what I made up, because that was a bit of an improv, and I said, yo, Holly, I got you that shitty spumoni pizza that you like, and the Teamster was like, he can't say that.
He can't say that part.
He can't say that part.
There's gonna be. They're gonna come over here.
Hey, you know, rest in peace. But the co-founder, I mean, he co-found them. So he used to brands. One of the owners of L&B got whacked.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you heard about that. Like a month ago. Yeah.
Oh boy.
You Tommy now?
No. I'm just saying. I'm glad.
Let me tell you something.
Tommy doesn't say, "Oh boy."
But the way you said it, your voice changed.
Oh,
the
because
fluctuations.
Tommy has a deeper voice than me, which is actually more fun to hear myself. Because when my Midwestern accent comes out, my Chicago accent, it's a little higher. But Tommy's down here like this.
I'm here. Every time you do that, I get a little closer. But like it seems like you and Tommy definitely are 2 different people.
Yeah.
And he's like a psycho. Where do you have to go mentally to become him, and how do you pull out of that?
I think a lot of it is just like I was, talking with Pete about, is that you use different influences of your growing up, of people you've seen. I always call them men with death in their eyes. You'd meet these guys, especially these, hard gang bangers, who, were shooters and stuff, and they would make up the corniest jokes, which is I always tried to add to Tommy, because I always thought that was the funniest shit to me growing up, was these guys making up stupid jokes, and people being like, ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. No, that's funny, man. That's funny, dude. That fucking guy, isn't he funny?
How? Like I'm here to amuse you?
Like I'm a fucking
like
clown?
A fucking clown? Over here.
Yo, the best is in that part when after he gets up and he fucking hits the guy, and he says, "You're supposed to be doing this too, Hendry."
Yeah.
Yo, that was something. That was improv.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about
that.
Listen,
know
I'm
that.
a Goodfellas. Like, I know all about Goodfellas. I watched it fucking 4,000 times. I got 2 friends in the movie. Let me tell you something. That was improv.
Wow.
Martin Scorsese, he'll say it. His eyebrows will tell you.
I'll ask Nick Pileggi. He's a friend of mine.
Yeah,
Do you guys improv a lot on your show, or
very, very little? In fact, almost nobody's improv makes it. Every now and again, people improv, but most people, I mean, not to I don't want to hate on anybody, because I think everybody's great, but a lot of people are very poor at improv, and they think they're good,
right? And
they don't understand that improv really has to serve the scene, and it has to be so in the moment that it really elevates that scene. Yeah, and it elevates that scene even more, And too many people are just very poor at improv, and so they let you improv now, because the first season they're like, please, that's not on the script, and the script will come over to you. Please, just say the line. But then they learn the people who actually can improv stuff good. And I think Fifth actually improv to the little girl that last episode of the, hey, you want to fly, little girl? You want to fly, baby?
No, that was,
and open the window.
Weird. That was weird.
That was Fifth improv that on the day. So
really?
That's
he's
impressive.
Another one that you're like,
he's
okay,
evil. That guy is
you're kind of too good at playing this.
Yeah, he is evil.
I don't want
incarnate.
no Heath Ledger situations where you can't get out of the crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I be feeling with you. When you was choking Holly, I felt like Homer was choking Bart.
Now, sometimes
that meme, I saw that meme. That was really good.
That was
funny.
real. Like I was like, this is perfect.
That was real. That was a tough day at work. That was a very emotionally tough day at work.
It reminded me of, there's a lot of relationships out there that unfortunately, listen, I'll never condone choking a bitch till she dies.
Unless you have sex, that good choke right before you.
No. I'll be honest with you. I had a girl that told me that. Here's the thing.
I'm good at that.
I can't do that.
Darken that voice one time. I swear to God, I'm scooting over.
I'm good at that. I could do that.
Because Tommy don't have no ring. Joseph do.
Right. You're about to get a new Holly in this.
Yeah, she got red hair.
Alicia.
Alicia.
No, but I'll be honest with you. I met girls before who wanted to, like, I remember this girl I was messing with while we were having sex. She was like, choke me. And I was like, so I started like grabbing her, and she was like, no, choke me till I can't breathe. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You made my dick go small, you know? Like,
I've definitely had that. No, I've had that, and I've had the girls where you do that, and they're getting to that point, and you can feel their face getting cold.
Really?
Yes.
What? Yes. That's when you get into it.
And that's when you're just like, I have to lighten up. No, I'm almost there. And you're like, I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
I'd rather you just rub my clit until I squirt. Like, I don't want to be choked.
What the fuck happened here?
I'm not getting choked until I turn blue. I'm too black for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen, sometimes she does get on my nerves.
This was a black girl.
What?
Yeah.
Was she black or was she the new black? Because you look like you like the new black.
No, I like dark black.
Okay. You like official tissue.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes Miss Lissa gets on my nerves. I wouldn't mind if you hollied her. Holly her, give a good choke.
And sometimes you get on my nerves, and I wouldn't mind if they Korean sunned your finger.
Who, really? Nah, I don't want them to do that to me. I need my finger. A finger
I'll make
bang
you
champ.
cut your own damn finger off.
Finger bang champ out here. Listen, finger bang.
He's got a ring for that.
No, but to be honest with you,
longer than his
finger bang
friends.
is one of the most important things I think in a relationship, because you get to really understand and smell what you're about to go into.
Wait, what?
Oh, boy.
No, like growing up, I would give a little finger bang and then like bring it back like I was yawning, like, and then like, oh,
you just gotta be bold with that thing. You just gotta be like, smell right in front of her, bitch. And then if you like it, you go, and if you don't, you send her to the door.
Oh,
if you're going to do all of that.
Listen, if I had to improv that Holly spot part, I would have fucking said, I would have threw up against the fucking wall. I would say, fucking listen, Howie. Okay, I gotta get back. I gotta get into improv. Because you know what? I don't want Joseph to tell me that I'm doing this, because he just said sometimes people think they're good at improv, but they're not. So I gotta say, I gotta come at Howie and I gotta say, listen, you fucking bitch, you're a cunt. Stop fucking bothering. You want to disappear tonight? Okay, because I'll make her disappear, no problem. I'll put her in a garbage. Well, where did Ghost bury her?
It'll be revealed next. Yeah, exactly, and it'll be revealed next.
In my anointed imagination, this is what I feel like is going to happen.
Yep.
Maybe like next season, they're going to find her like body, and then that's when they're going to reveal that she had a baby inside her, and then he's going to go through more craziness. Why is he kissing his mother? We'll talk about that too. Like, his mother touched him as a child in my anointed imagination.
I think so too.
She did so many. Tommy's mother, because when she saw that other redheaded bitch, and the fact that he likes women that look just like his fucking mother, like, I know his mother took his virginities.
See, I can't do that. I'm Italian, so I would have to like a girl who has a mustache. If I
Good night.
Like
no.
I'll be honest with you. To really understand, that part, and to really understand, like, you really. I will say this. I want to give you credit. Your mannerisms, everything. Even you just sitting there saying, "Help me." When Ghost walked in, I mean, you really do play that part well, and I'm proud of you, man. I'm really just to see that, man.
That was a risky move. I thought, like, at the time, I was just thinking, oh man, this could really flop, just sitting there still and just in the shock, rather than like doing another choice. I thought it was, but I'm glad that it came off well, and thanks for saying that, Peter.
No, it came up. And the beginning, what I want to bring people back to is you auditioned for Power 5 times.
That's true.
I don't know if people know that, and how, why, and how long was that span?
So it was that first came around, and they didn't have Omari Hardwick's character secured. Then when they secured Omari, they already had another guy booked for Tommy.
Who?
And I don't know if it's appropriate.
And he don't matter. Don't worry about it.
No, he's a great actor.
We need an exclusive.
But he was Italian from Staten Island.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Pete going for him.
So then when they had cast Omari, I mean, there's some of those I don't think anybody would admit this, so we'll give an exclusive here. I think some of it is because I'm so white, so light skinned, and Omari's light skinned, so he's light skinned. So it's like, I think that because the contrast. I think that was probably it, because the other guy was, more olive than you. So it's just like, I think just look-wise, it was probably like, it's probably a better idea, just because that's how people take stuff in visually. So I think that helped out. And then I auditioned here with a couple other guys from New York, because it came back around, because they're like, we need more. We need to see more people.
How long are the auditions when they is it, some of them are quick, some of them are...
Yeah, I mean, at first I put myself on tape. We still call it tape, that's just the term for it. But, you put yourself video, so you do your thing and blah, 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 blah to the camera, and then you shoot it off to Los Angeles. And then they said, okay, we like them. Here's some notes on there. And the only thing that is consistent from my first audition till the show right now is I wore a miraculous medal for Tommy. I was always like, I had that whole story in my head.
Really?
And so that made the cut. So that was my one thing to the character was the miraculous medal and the haircut. I wanted it to be a real nice fake because I was like, nah, this guy sits he doesn't want to get out of the barber seat. He doesn't want like the M&M or the
sure.
or just like a quick buzz. I'm like, this guy wants to sit in the barber seat for 20, 30 minutes having the guy go like this.
I love that you think about all of that. Like, you're popping.
Go back for it. Yeah.
Well, listen, he's playing the part to the full, but I will say this. If Eminem ever passes away, you know...
Why you kill somebody every episode?
No, I'm not trying to kill him. Tommy will play... Listen,
you ever see shit out of him.
If he wears a dad hat, he's Eminem. Or Diplo. Honestly, I'm being honest with you.
He's trying to say y'all all look alike.
No.
I don't feel I look like Eminem at all. I really don't.
If you wear a dad hat... You know what
he's a good-looking dude. I just feel like I don't look like him.
Listen, you're going to play the biopic. You already got a job secured. What are you fucking worried about, Tom? I got this fucking covered over here.
Is it biopic?
You understand?
Is it biopic?
No. What?
Eminem biopic? I don't...
It's biopic, right? Okay.
Whatever the fuck. I'm Italian. I
just want to make sure because every episode you teach me another word that's not a word and you kill somebody.
I don't care.
Now I'm going to use biopic in a sentence.
I'll go back and I'll finish up the process real quick, though. So they gave me the notes on there, and then me and about 5 other guys from New York auditioned because they wanted to see other people, compare them with Omari, who might work. And then so from that second audition, they said, okay, great, we're going to come to New York and audition, guys. So it was me and I think just another few guys. And then I was the only one that they flew out from New York to Los Angeles to have a chemistry read with Omari. So we had a chemistry read, and the director was there, and the director's like, okay, I think this is going to work. And then from there, you do the studio test. So between the network read and the studio test, you have to come up with a contract. So me and all the other guys auditioning had a finalized contract that we all signed. It's just that only one of those is going to get used.
Oh.
So I had the audition with Omari, and which is becoming a classic story because Omari tells it all the time, too. There's this one scene where he's talking to me, and it became the scene where I say, watch your back. He goes, watch your back. And I go, yeah, you too, motherfucker. And
motherfucker.
Yeah, right. And so I'm standing next to him, but Omari in the scene was just being like really in my face. So this is in the audition, and he's like that. And I said, "You too, motherfucker," and I fucking flicked his nuts hard, and he was like, "Ugh."
What the fuck? Yo, you got to use. Let me tell you something. Best motherfucker in the world is Joe Pesci in Casino. Don't ever go over my head again, you motherfucker. He said with a MUDDER.
Yeah,
you motherfucker. Let me tell you something. I'm glad that this all happened because. Even though you're married, you have power groupies. Listen, I've searched. I was on YouTube looking at some things that, the comment section, the Twitter section. Ready for this? Tommy is white chocolate. I want to sit on Tommy's face. Tommy is my white god. Or I'll fuck the shit out of him. He could suck my pussy all night. I'll blow him. I was like, holy shit! Like, you really have like, listen. Salutes to you and your wife, and I know I know what it is to be in a family. But it's just a great thing. That's got to be great. Not that like meaning like
What's your sign?
Cancer.
He do like a little attention. He like you a little bit.
I definitely don't mind having the accolades like that, but as a Cancer as well, though, I never truly believe it. I mean, I'm sure, like many people, I have slight body dysmorphia. I don't like looking at myself. I always find the ugly features of myself. I don't have a very high self-opinion, which is also very unattractive in a man. So it's like because you have that and you go that way, that doesn't make you attractive to women. Yeah. But it wasn't until maybe 5 years ago that I saw pictures of myself in my early 20s or my mid-20s, and I was like, man, I look really handsome.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, because you're never going to have that again. You may as well start having a higher self-opinion. And that's when my wife was like, oh, yeah, maybe I think I do like you. Yeah, we could keep dating. So we were dating, 6 years ago, I guess. 6 years ago we started dating, and then I got married 3 years ago. But it's like that takes a lot of that of like having body dysmorphia and not being able to look at your face without getting like almost to a panic,
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Power films in all 5 boroughs.
That's true.
As we start to wrap, I know you got to leave soon. What was some of your favorite spots that you taped? I know you mentioned before about them.
This year's Staten Island.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's just that beach and kind of the whole gangster.
Midland Beach by Father Capodanno? Is that where you know?
By the forest?
By Bay Street?
Yes, by Bay Street. Not far off of Bay Street, but it's a little bit further down by the forest preserves.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of bodies in that.
Exactly, and it felt like that.
Yeah.
Like over there, and I guess that was some of the reason it was kind of harkening back to the old gangster stuff.
And what about, like, was Brooklyn, one of your favorites? Or?
Yeah, Brooklyn, there's so many. I mean, Brooklyn is our main go-to borough, really. I mean, we film there anyway, and so many things are filmed at the Navy Yard, and then we film so many things on location, Manhattan Bridge, Brooklyn Bridge, Bed-Stuy is a lot of where the guys are, and also in Bushwick. So yeah,
a lot of people. Is it tough when you tape? A lot of people come up to you guys.
This
now?
past year, there was one take that I wish they used. There was this car, they had the booming system going through, and we're filming in Bed-Stuy, and filming that. We're doing that scene with me and Julio, played by J.R. Ramirez, and we're walking down, and I'm telling him, he's like, well, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, why don't you fucking let me think? And this car goes by, and they're like, yo, what's up, Tommy? I'm like, what's good? And then I was like, and then they called Clet, and I said, that works. Dope. And I'm like, that works. I'm like, the guys in the neighborhood are like, what's up, Tommy? And I'm like, what's good? And guys, getting in the fucking ride. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, use that take. But they didn't.
That would have been lit.
Listen, I'll tell you, Ghost and Tommy back together again over a murder. Back together again.
That made me so happy.
I think the internet was very happy.
I needed y'all back together.
That you're back together. I love your loyalty, even though I feel like in this day and age, loyalty is like taken for granted so much. Like there's not many loyal people anymore.
Well, people are out for themselves 99% of the time, so you got to find that 1%. You don't need a million friends.
Yeah.
That's so true. Oh, my... thank you so much for that. I needed that today. Have you ever felt like you wanted to quit?
Acting?
Yeah.
All the time, constantly. All the time. Now I don't, because I've been working more in the past 6 years. But I lived out in Los Angeles. I went from New York back to Chicago to Los Angeles, and it's an awful, awful place.
Los Angeles.
It's just the worst, L.A. And so I was never there for more than 5 months at a time.
But why was it awful?
It was so lonely, so isolated, so
fake.
There was so much fakeness in my experience. I know that's not everybody's experience. I found so little things. I was such a commodity. I was treated so bad. Like I said, I had a low self-opinion, so people are like, look at this fish. I'm going to manipulate this guy. I'm going to keep him down. I never had good representation. I was too eager and trusting and hardworking, quite honestly, to have people and doing everything for everybody else and doing the work of my agents and managers, and it was really tough.
You're an amazing person. I appreciate you coming here today.
He's a fuckhead.
He just dropped some gems. He preached to the choir. He had a great story.
Yeah, but he's not doing any business with the Italians. He's not speaking to the fucking the cast.
He just did business with the Italians.
He's working with the Japanese.
I just worked with Sammy Meatballs over here.
Listen, he's working with the Japanese. They're bringing in 2 fucking truckloads of Sony Walkmans. They're retroing them. Fucking what the fuck, man? You know what? Last time you were here, we dropped a couple of bars with each other. Do you remember that?
I knew you was a rapper.
Do you remember we dropped a couple of bars with each other?
Yeah, that was actually some real freestyle improv.
Were you drunk?
Fun.
So wait.
Yeah.
That's normally when I rap.
We're gonna have to do that real quick. And even though I'm not the best rapper, Miss Lissa has a couple of bars. So we're gonna do a cipher real quick.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna do a cipher real quick. We're gonna see what Tommy has.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to keep it
flow.
Shit! So I'm gonna start with. Let me see. I'm gonna start off with. Let's see what it is. Okay. Let's start.
We spitting rins?
No, we're just speaking. Listen, I'm gonna speak.
Oh shoot! What we doing? You don't got no rins?
My name is Pete G from NYC. I'm sitting here with Miss Lissa and my man Tommy. Okay.
Yeah.
Tommy from Power. Choker bitch Holly. He doesn't fuck with any drugs, particularly not Molly.
Hey.
But I do fuck with coke. That's no joke. I ain't no broke man. You got to understand that I do this every day of the week, Monday through Friday. That's my day. That's when I get high. They say, Tommy, why ain't you come around with the bag? I said, what do I look like? I ain't the dope man. I don't push like that. I push like a boss. I don't care what you think. You should care what I thought. When I come around, sitting on the corner, I don't do that anymore because I'm not a mourner. I ain't going to be in a black suit and bring your family with me because I ain't going to be at your funeral, see?
Hey!
And you know what? He's got a lot of hoes. The last time I seen him on TV, he was putting some coke up his nose with his mama, which she looked to me like she was Italian, but she wasn't even trying. Tommy, Joseph Sikora.
But don't call him Joe. But you know he's on that ill power show. Tune in every Sunday and then come through. I'ma talk shit on Monday because it's what I do. It's a fun way. Freestyle.
Freestyle. I gotta save you. Here we come in, because I know I got the flavor. She got that red hair. She don't care. She's not like the moaning style. She's like a mare running that race. I need a taste. Come over here.
Don't tell me you want a taste. I'm going to put it on your face. Hey. Matter of fact, put your hands on my waist. Everybody leave him in here with me, and he going to go fucking crazy.
Hey, listen, internets. Joseph Sikora, Tommy got paused. Let me tell you something. What could people expect from you? I mean, are you working on anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to be...
Write a book.
I wish that I could reprise my role of Frog Jack on Underground, but I don't think those dates are going to work. But I'm going to have a supporting role in the remake of Jacob's Ladder starring Michael Ealy and Jesse Williams. So
nice.
Look for that, yeah.
And still on Power. He's going to be living for a while, choking a hoe,
Hopefully, because his character has been doing some craziness.
No guarantee, but I will be around for season 4, but after that, who knows?
Because your character
and I don't even know if I'll live through season 4, but I would expect yes.
Yo, was that a stunt person who when Holly's body dropped?
No.
Because
they used her.
That drop was amazing.
They used her. Yeah, that was an amazing drop. They had this. Her stunt person was there and on for it, but the take they ended up using was her.
When I've done that before, I never heard that drop before. I mean, allegedly, I never heard that drop before. Yeah, you sure you understand fucking Tommy? But anyway, internets, listen, Tom, thanks so much for stopping by.
Yo, you being black pleasure. Now, you calling him by his name on the show? Perfect. Tommy,
I'll take it.
It was amazing, Tommy, and if you ever feeling like Tommy and not Joseph, because I don't do married men.
Right, I got you.
But I do couples.
Really?
Talk to her.
Yeah, I need to talk to her.
Hey, listen, you want him to have a fucking threesome? You listen, anyway.
He did it already. I figured he knows how to do it.
Well, he does. Listen, what'd you call him? Pasty what?
Pasty Prince.
Pasty Prince. Listen.
The pasty Polish
There's
Prince.
Never enough time for
Tree peas.
There's never enough time for an episode, but I'm good that you stopped by. We were able to bullshit. Internets, listen, don't get out of hand. And girls, when you see Tommy in the street, give him a hug, give him a kiss. Don't get crazy.
Don't get his Polish bitch to come clap you.
Do it. She's Polish-Russian. She will.
She's going to rush right up to you.
Don't be a Polak,
Don't have her rushing up to you with the gat, my niggas.
Internets, listen, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish up the show. Internets, Tommy Sikora. Joseph Sikora, a.k.a. Tommy
Tupac
Egan.
Sikora. You just dropped them bars.
We'll be right back. Cheer. Miss Lissa, I'm so excited to announce that this episode, is brought to you by Bevel, the first and only shaving system designed specifically for coarse, curly hair and sensitive skin.
So that's my people.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I got coarse hair. I got thick hair. I may be pasty. What do you got?
Pasty? You're a pasty prince?
I'm a pasty prince. But
you gotta protect that sensitive skin.
Let me tell you something. I've been knowing of Bevel for a minute, and I'm honored and I'm thankful that they chose to reach out to us and really just want to fuck with the podcast.
I'm thankful, too.
Well, what are you going to do with Bevel?
I'm going to take that Bevel,
really?
And I'm going to hit this armpit.
Really?
Yes, because I want to test it and make sure it's good. Can I hit the China?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, of course, listen, I don't want you to have no bumps down there.
I don't either. That's why I want to make sure that Bevel is going to take care of Bevel Lee. That's what I'm going to name her after they groom her so properly and make her smooth for Bay.
I like that you named that,
Yeah. So start shaving smarter and say goodbye to razor bumps with Bevel. I don't want any shaving issues, but thanks to Bevel's special design, I'm not going to have any.
I mean, it uses a single blade, which cuts above the skin.
So if your man ain't acting right after you finish shaving, take that blade, girl, and do some other thing.
Bevel was created by Tristan Walker. Man, I love that dude, man. I named my son Tristan.
And was it after him?
Yeah, and when I emailed him, I told him he had listen, the dude's inspiring. Anyway, he's a young entrepreneur that saw a void in the health and beauty market. His goal is to make health and beauty simple for people of color. And I'm Italian, but I'm olive, okay?
Yeah, you have a little coarseness going on with your hair. So get to it, Pete, because you came in a little scruffy today.
Listen, dermatologist approved, proven to reduce and prevent razor bumps, discoloration, and irritation. There's a reason 9 out of 10 Bevel customers come back month after month.
Black men, throw your fist up. Up to 80% of black men and women struggle with razor bumps. And up to 30% of all men and women encounter razor bumps as well. Bevel's finna fix that.
Check out getbevel.com today. Use code PETE, that's PETE, to get 20% off your first month at getbevel.com. That's GETBEVEL.com.
Ow.
Now let's get back to the show.
Right now.
Cheer. Internets, and we're back. I'll tell you one thing. That was fun.
I loved it.
That was fun.
It was like you guys are like play cousins or something.
Now, last time we hung out, we really had a great conversation, and I really got to know his style. And it was cool, man. It's funny, too, because it's like I didn't plan this. And what I mean by that is like, Power is obviously popping.
Right.
But now it's at its height because it's like people are like, oh, shit, Holly's dead, da-da-da-da-da.
Ding
right?
dong, the witch is
And then
dead.
all of a sudden, like, me and him were just talking, and I was like, yo, I got a new show, and he's like, when do you tape? And I was like, this day or this day. And he's like, all right, I'll come on.
That's so nice.
And I was like, yo, I was dope. And you know what? I want to give a shout out to April Walker because she's cool with him. And
Penda.
Yeah. And
Brooklyn, shout out for her.
She definitely put in that word, so shout out to April Walker. And listen, internets, make sure you go listen to that April Walker episode. I feel like if you want to start a clothing line or
if you want to start anything,
want to start a brand, I think it's very inspiring.
BYOB.
Yeah, most definitely build your own brand.
That's right.
It's not bring your own bottle, even though I didn't learn that to Jersey.
Or bring your own bitches if you're going to a sausage party.
I'm a Brooklyn kid. When I finally moved to Jersey, listen. Okay, and they had BYOB. I was like, what the fuck is this? What do you mean? I was like, what is BYOB? I went to a strip club. They were like, BYOB. I was like, yeah, let me get a bud. And they were like,
no, it's BYOB.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, I don't know.
Who the fuck initials is that? And tell them to bring me a BUD.
Well, anyway, listen, internets, Ask Pete. Okay, if you don't know about it, Ask Pete is a segment that we started. It was supposed to be started long time ago, and we said, when we started Premium Pete Show, we were like, let's put it in.
That's right.
We got a couple of entries last week that was dope, and we have an entry this week.
This one is spicy.
Really?
This one is spicy.
Wait. First of all, should I tell the people how they can get involved?
Okay, I got a little happy because this is spicy.
Okay, internet, let me tell you something. thepremiumpeteshow@gmail.com. Whatever you got going on. Just put in the subject, put Ask Pete, and then tell us what you got going on, whether it's like a new job you're starting, or maybe like, a marriage or divorce or, parenting or whatever the fuck you got going on. You got a question for Miss Lissa. Maybe,
Maybe you need wig
advice. Yeah, new wig advice. Yeah,
I'm here for
new
you.
Lace front,
Maybe your scalp is dry and you need to figure out what to use.
thepremiumpeteshow@gmail.com. Make sure you start emailing us.
And send us more spiciness like this. Dear Pete and Miss Lissa.
Who's it from?
No. Here on the Premium Pete Show, your identity will be kept secret if I read it.
I'm just asking.
In the last 7 months, a lot has changed at home. I've been getting off work super early, so I'm able to spend time with the kids and my wife. 6 months ago, my wife was promoted and now works late all the time. My sister-in-law just got divorced, lost her job, she ain't shit, has been living with us for 4 months now.
Really?
Let me get more. I'm no cook. So while my wife works late, her sister cooks for us. For the past 3 months, I've been smashing my sister-in-law.
What?
Yo, I'm telling you. My wife is always tired and never wants to have sex. Lately, all I do is think about her sister, and now I have to end it. I love my family. I love my wife. But I also love my sister-in-law's pussy.
No, this is
How do I fix this situation?
Yo, first off,
please help me.
First of all, I'll be honest with you.
This is so spicy.
Yo, this kid is a douchebag and my hero at the same time.
Yo, he's a douche hero.
He's a
zero.
I don't even know where to start.
I'ma start then.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my first issue is, did you really have to smash your sister-in-law? Like, I'm so mad at her. Like, this is why her whole life is in the shambles now. This girl, this is why you sleeping on couches right now. Extra nomadic, divorced, and hot over here fucking him. He ain't doing shit, but his wife is. So I am so sad for her as she works hard, getting promotion. Clearly she pushed out some damn babies, and the thanks that she gets is you ragging her sister on her couch. It better be on her couch. It better not be in her bed. It better be on her couch.
Well, what's the woman's problem when you sleep with another person in their bed?
That's her safe haven. Like, can a woman smash a man in the same bed that she shares with her man?
I had that problem many years ago when I forgave a girl that I feel like we were kind of separated, but I feel like we both did our wrongdoings. And when I came back and moved back in with her, I took that bed and we threw it the fuck out. And we
You
bought a
can't
new
even
bed.
trust this sister. Like, for her to even go through that and do that to her sister shows her, us, because her sister doesn't know, that she has some kind of pent-up animosity and jealousy that she would do that to her sister's husband.
I think.
Why would you do that?
Well, first of all,
is he sexy?
They said,
send us a picture.
Did he say? Oh, definitely. they said that. Did he say that she's recently divorced?
Yes.
See, that's
she's
the problem.
recently divorced. She lost her job. She ain't shit.
Well, see, I had similar to that. Like when I was married, I remember her sister stayed with us for a while, and I felt like she was trying to come on to me, but I just made sure to do my best. Like, yo, I'm not.
And
trying
she
to
was Latin, so you didn't even have to think about it.
She
was.
Yeah, you know how those nipples were perky, like a number 2
and,
eraser.
and this one is cooking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking she's Latin too. She's probably cooking all types of arroz con pollo and all types of benin coming through with her damn boy shorts and her new waist, and she probably got in DR hyping him up. I don't like this.
Okay, so
you do need to end this.
Whatever this kid's name is, all I can say is this: go to church and light a candle, put some money in the offering.
No, he's gonna have to put some money in that sister pocket, because who's to say that she's not gonna get extra petty and try to end this family?
Sure.
Clearly, she don't have no fucks to give and no job to go to. She got motherfucking time.
So you say she got time today. So you're saying that she should, he should give her money to like try to help her move out?
He gotta have to give her something, send her on a trip or something. He gonna have to do something, because you can't even trust this female. She has no loyalty to you. Her loyalty is to her sister, and you see what she did to her.
That poor guy, what's he gonna do? You know, he got a little nice new. Let me tell you something. Even though I'm not saying that it's right what you're doing.
How should he fix it, Pete?
You got kids, figure it the fuck out. But I will say there's no better pussy than new pussy.
Wait, the answer to ask Pete is figure it out because it's good pussy? No. Okay.
No, I never said. I mean, listen, you know, when you're married, sometimes that new spice comes in. You know, a new neighbor moves into the neighborhood.
This spice ain't that new, though. It's like nutmeg and cinnamon. These bitches is related. Like, you didn't go from salt to motherfucking, like, allspice. You went to her sister. They probably look alike. The pussy might be kind of similar. Like seriously? And she is a bum. She's on the couch. Why don't you help get this bitch a job? Get her out your house. Be nice to her and let her know that it was fun while it lasted. However, because of the children, don't put it on her sister because she don't give a fuck about her sister. Tell her because of the children and your family that you understand that now you did the wrong thing and you have to right your wrong.
Listen, you know, I don't want to, there's children involved, so I want to say God bless. And I pray for them. But most importantly, you know, do what you think is right. And I think the right thing to do is probably end that shit or just get head once in a while. But what do we got next?
End it. Just end it.
What do we got next?
Next is we're going to go into I don't trust people.
Listen, Internet, we're hitting you with segment after segment. Listen, we had Tommy from fucking Power, segment after segment. Miss Lissa fucking was on her rag when she came in, you know, the beginning of this episode.
I was not on my rag. I was having an emotional moment in which I decided to share with the internet, because a lot of times people only share their highs. They don't talk about the lows. Everything isn't good. So they need to, you know, share this journey with me. Watch me grow, watch me learn, and also watch me have down moments. I have those. Happy and funny aren't always the same, you know? Like, that doesn't mean, because I'm funny doesn't mean I'm always happy. I have fucking moments, you know? Shout out to Robin Williams.
Well, Robin Williams.
Yeah, because I always say that I feel him, because people, he's hilarious. And even your man, Raputo, not
Raputo.
I'm calling him Raputo because you called him Raputo 5 times.
Internet, so the previous episode, we had Ruperto
on the
Vanderpool,
previous Pete.
Dominican comedian.
Right, and he even said the same thing. Like, sometimes people think that these two things have a direct correlation, and it's not always like that. So today, one of those days. But she shook it off. She's here. She's clear. And it's time for I Don't Trust People. Tell the people how they can get involved.
Internet, I Don't Trust People. Hashtag I Don't Trust PPL on Twitter or Instagram, particularly Twitter, at The Premium Pete Show, at Premium Pete, at Miss Listen Knows. Let us know who or what you don't trust. I mean, there's so much shit we can fucking think of. And if it ain't no fuck shit, if it's some good fucking things that you're tweeting, we're gonna talk about it on the fucking show. Who we got this week?
So our first submission comes from New Wine film work. Premium Pete. I don't trust people with sweaty palms.
I mean, I don't. Let me tell you something. If you know your palm is sweaty, don't try to dap somebody all the way up. Okay? This is not Fat Joe. We're not all the way up. Listen, give him the pound. You know what I'm saying? Give him the elbow. Whatever it is. I don't like people. It's like the same thing. Like, people have long-ass motherfucking fingernails and then want to dap you up. No. Why are you trying to cut me? I just want to say hello.
But how do you know that their palms are sweaty?
I mean, I don't know, but if you know...
They may have just washed their hands.
Yo, be honest with you.
Or put lotion on.
When we went to go take group photos with Tommy, I like a dude like that. Pause. He said, yo, I've been sweating. My back is wet, so if you don't want to put your hand on my shirt. I get it. What I'm saying is be more cautious, man. Be more cautious. Don't walk... Internet. Don't fucking shake people's hands with sweaty, palmy-ass hands. Listen. All right?
Our next submission comes from Fidel Fresco. Shout out to you. I don't trust people who live in New York City and can't parallel park.
I mean... let me tell you, for those that don't live in New York City, the idea of parallel parking in New York City is you bump the car and then you know you're good, which is a bad thing, which is a very bad thing. Listen, I grew up in Brooklyn all my life.
Not when you take the test, though.
Well, that's true, too. I mean, people hit the curb. Listen,
some people hit the corn.
I want to give you an example. I grew up in Brooklyn all my life. For the past couple of years, I live now in Jersey, okay? My bumper is luxurious. My front bumper, my back bumper, they're out here stunting. Not a fucking scratch, a nick, a mark on it. All the years I grew up in Brooklyn, they were fucking murdered. People, in the internet, for those who live in New York City, all the 5 boroughs, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. People park, you know how they park? They smash your fucking car from the back, they smash it from the front, and then they fucking turn the car off and they go inside and they watch Power.
You gotta smash from the front and the back sometimes, okay?
Well,
sometimes you gotta pull up to that bumper.
But then again, listen, it's 2016. Whatever you do, that's what you do, boo. I understand.
I don't drive. I'm just driven. So, I mean, I don't care if you don't know how to parallel park.
What else we got?
And this one comes from OG245. I don't trust people that don't respect Boston as the city of champions in all sports.
What the fuck? Well, first of all, let me tell you something, OG.
Boston.
You enjoy yourself in Boston, okay? Don't fucking send no tweets over here talking about. Listen, you know what? Actually, I want to be a little bit nicer. Shout out to the New England Patriots. I love you guys. You guys gave me 2 Super Bowl championships. The Giants fucking waxed them. Shout out to my brother Justin Tuck. Smashed Tom Brady in those Super Bowls. I mean, look, honestly, Boston is, to be honest with you, growing up a Yankee fan, growing up a Giant fan, growing up a Ranger fan. Boston, I hate fucking Boston fans. Now, let me tell you something. I don't necessarily hate you.
I don't hate Boston fans.
Oh, yeah? Well, then go over there. Listen, slide up in her DMs. But for me, fuck Brady, fuck Ray Bork, fuck fucking the Celtics, okay? And
we have listeners in Boston, okay?
No. Shout out to listeners in Boston. But as far as we talk a sports team, this is a friendly competition. After we start talking sports team, we official, we good to go. But I don't fuck with the Deflate Gate. I don't fuck with Bill Belichick, okay?
Who? Bill Bellamy? I love How to Be a Player. Like, that was a good movie.
Not Bill Belichick. You don't know sports.
I need a check, too.
Well, pretty soon I'll get you one.
Don't worry.
Okay?
You got them. Don't worry about
it. Is that it for submissions?
No, our last submission is a Pete tweet, which I feel like we haven't had in a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't trust people who never seen Goodfellas.
Listen, okay, I'm going to explain to you very simply, Internet. If you're out here and you're selling fucking nickel bags and dime bags of weed, if you're out here putting your shirt underneath your belt to show your fucking Hermes or your Gucci, if you're out here trying to be fresh and trying to rock in these streets like you somebody, and want to be a gangster, you ever say want to be a gangster? I want you to understand the terminology of that. Want to be gangster. Want to be a gangster? Want to be gangster?
It's an oxymoron.
You say you a wankster, but you ain't never...
That's what I was going to do today, too. I was going to do that. Me and a friend of mine. Me and a kid of mine.
So what I'm saying is, how could you never see, to me, one of the best organic, authentic mafia movies of all time? I mean, and this was done over 20 plus years ago.
Pete, I'm so sorry to break this to you. I swear to God, I don't think I've seen. Wait, Goodfellas. Is that the one with the?
Funny how?
It's on my daughter's wedding. That's
no,
this one?
No, it's funny how. Funny how. What we said. Funny with Joe Pesci.
That's that one? Okay, so now I've seen Goodfellas. I haven't seen the one that has like quadrillion parts.
The only thing is...
What movie is that?
Godfather.
The Godfather. Lord.
Listen,
I've never seen that. Too many parts. I've seen Goodfellas.
Godfather, you have to... Listen, all these things are for the culture. You have to watch them because they're studies, they're materials, they're books. You have to watch them.
You've seen Belly?
Of course.
Okay, cool. Perfect. I want to do one. I don't trust people who don't take the gum or the mint when you offer it to them. If someone's offering you a mint, most likely breath stinks.
But most people think it's because of that, and they feel, you know what I mean, like maybe they're good.
No. That's why I'm telling you I don't trust you. So if someone is like chewing gum and just out of the blue is like, hey, you want some gum? Trust the plus. You need the gum. And if they offering you some fruity shit, that means your breath is so bad. They like, fuck it, I'm going to give this nigga Skittles. Like,
really?
Something to change that tartness that's hitting my nostrils. Don't ever think that you are beyond the mint freshness that someone is offering you. Don't ever say, nah, I'm good. You clearly not good.
Let me tell you something.
If you was good, I wouldn't go out of my way to offer you gum that I didn't start chewing just now. Like, it's different if I just pull out a piece for myself. Like, okay, you want some? Because it's like, it's a courtesy. But if I've been chewing for 45 minutes and then you come on the scene and I'm just like, you want gum? You need it. Or you want a mint? Like, or I'm going to the store to get gum? That means I have to help you help yourself.
Let me tell you something. Mints are a beautiful thing, and I'm going to end this segment on this. Mints, if you ever get yourself some icebreakers, I think I gave this rule before. Put about 3 or 4 of them in your mouth. If you want to go down on your girl, your significant other, your side chick.
Or your man.
Yeah, I mean 2016.
You never had a minty blowjob, Pete?
Yeah.
So you're giving this advice to men and women?
No, I'm saying not from a man.
You never know, okay? Don't be like that. Love wins in 2016.
No, of course. I'm just saying that's not for me.
But you're just giving advice. So
yeah, most definitely. Even if you're a man, put some mints in there. And I'm telling you, when you put mints in there, it's like it's the aromatherapy, man. Like instant squirt. If you don't have a squirter, you'll catch one. So internets, listen, what I don't trust people is hashtag I don't trust PPL. Make sure you submit, like I said, at the Premium P Show, at Premium P, at Miss Listen Knows, and we'll put, we'll feature you on an episode. Listen, we're gonna end this episode, and I just really enjoy how it went. I wish we would have had Tommy a little bit longer, but he had some other obligations to go. He had some other people to choke. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that he came on, and like I said, again, it just shows the evolving diversity of the Premium Pete Show. It shows how we want to do everybody. Pause. Whether it be an athlete or artist or entrepreneur, and we really appreciate it. So I think that it was great.
I thought it was amazing. I definitely appreciate the flow of guests. Sometimes I look at you like you're like crazy, but then it turns out to be an amazing show.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you say I look at me crazy?
You know behind the scenes how we get. Sometimes I be like, can we bring blah, blah, blah? You're like, no, we're bringing blah, blah, blah. I'm just like looking at you crazy because I'm like, what about X, Y, and Z? And then you're like, let me do my thing. And I see your thing being done. And I think it's
You're trying to bring Mr. Marcus, the porno star, here. I don't want him here.
Why not?
Because he's going to bring us that Zika virus, man. I'm not fucking with no boy. I'm not fucking with him. But anyway, internets, listen, I want to definitely shout out to my man Azim. He's in the building. But listen, next episode is going to be a special one, too. Okay?
I'm excited.
Yeah, most definitely. So make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes, follow us on SoundCloud.
And the next episode is going to probably be taped on or the day after my birthday.
So, yeah, so internets, wish Miss Lissa birthday wishes. Early birthday wishes?
Yeah, drop them early birthday wishes.
And slide up in them DMs. Maybe get that birthday sex.
I like
birthday sex.
No, my birthday sex. I'm good. Don't worry about that. But I do appreciate birthday love because normally I'm not here for birthdays. But last year I had a really bad birthday, so I want this one to be a good one.
That's right.
A surprise. Come to my surprise party.
Internets, listen, and shout out to my brother Dallas Penn. Definitely send him tweets.
Yes, please.
Make sure you,
send
make
him
sure he's
some
okay,
blessings.
man. I want to be able to, that's my soul brother, SOLE. I want to make sure that he keeps that way going and doesn't lose a fucking foot. Anyway, DP, love you, my brother. But listen, next episode, we'll see you then. Internets, you listen to the Premium Pete Show featuring Miss Listen Knows. See you next episode.
Ow.
Cheer.
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 Cheer.